continuing on in the Shadowlord's castle search for Yonah. I feel like we're basically just at the end. One thing I don't understand. Why, if this guy, this original, like UFONman, the main character, original version, why is he like basically still sentient as a Shadowlord? And why were Devil and Popola basically helping him? I don't understand that part. I mean, what's the difference between him? And why would he, like, if he was the Gestalt... I mean, I guess they're hinting that the original one, like, you are just a husk that was basically, like, tried to be raised until the Shadowlord or the original main character could take it over. But what happened after the beginning of the intro where he got invaded? They're still not explaining everything. They're still missing out like some crucial information here. Anyway, let's keep on going. Just kill these monsters. Just spam the jumping on. Rusty kitchen man. Finish him. Use those strength drops and everything. So are we finally getting here? I hope we actually get like more answers, because we're still missing out some. They're basically telling the whole story just at the end. But you know, that would kind of make sense why the area is so small, because if it's like a controlled environment with these. No. 道具の分際で我らが王に歯向かうとは愚か者。我らではない。我とお前は違う。一括りにするな。気をつけろ。分かってる。What do you mean? What do you mean? Careful? I'm being careful.
Yonah. 他の人の体いらない、欲しくない。この体の中にはもう別の女の子がいるよ。ずっと泣いてるの。お兄ちゃんに会いたいって。
ヨナが魔物に。
この女の子もお兄ちゃんが大好きみたい。
So...
ヨナと一緒だよ。会えないのかわいそう。
So when he actually captured Yonah, he already transferred the sentience into Yonah's, the original Yonah's sentience into the body.
あなたがお兄ちゃん。
That's like the original Yonah from the...
ああ、そうだよ。一緒に帰ろう。
Why doesn't your mouth move?
ごめんね。ごめんね。お兄ちゃん、ごめんね。ごめんね。お兄ちゃん、大好き。
And she's a shade. Oh, because the shade was possessing the body. The sentience... Yeah, the shade... The sentience, like the Yonah, original Yonah was a shade. They're all shades. Yeah. The shade possesses the body. And it can't live. Oh? Refighting?
悲しみがわかるだろう。そんな都合のいいことは言わない。俺はただ仲間と妹を守るだけだ。彼女たちを危険にさらす者がいれば倒すだけだ。来い、魔王。シロ、大丈夫か。
様子がおかしいぞ。
そう。I'm trying, man. I'm trying to strike the killing blow, man.
しばし待たれよ。
I'm broken.
大丈夫か。
心配無用と言いたいとこだがな。
シロ。
いたたたた。どこかのバカ者に乗せられて無茶をしすぎたようだ。戦う骨董品は世の中にそうあるまい。
シロ、ごめん、俺。
おい、真に受けるな。冗談だ。
だって
さあ、突っ立ってないでそこをどけ。我には最後の大任があるのだ。
何する気だ。
あやつの動きを止める。そしてその後はお前に任せた。 この先はお前一人の戦いだ。しっかり頑張るのだぞ。
嫌だ俺はまだ素人
まったく我はお前のそういう単純なところが好きであった。楽しかったな。お前といると本当に楽しかった。しかしここでお別れだ。
シロ。
そうそう、一つ言い忘れておった。
何？
シロというな、本当は結構気に入っていたのだぞ。
シロ、知ってた。
生意気なやつめ。
Weiss has lost all of his powers.
俺には守るものがある。生きる意味があるんだ。
Ah, fucker is like fucking me up. Fucking stop! Getting fucked by this fucker because it keeps knocking me down. Well, I hit it once. I don't think I need I don't think I need damage or anything. Oh. So the thing about the villagers, you defeated the Shadowlord, a world in flux. I don't have Weiss anymore. So the thing about the humans, or like the people who actually had been possessed by shades, they were the husks, and the shades actually, or the real humans, like returned into them basically. Why? They're not really explaining it completely, why it started to happen, because it started to happen suddenly. Was it because of Popola, was it because and Devola, or was it just because of the natural occurrence, because the Black Scroll had died? Was it triggered by Shadowlord doing something? I don't know. But that's why they were like, there started to be humans who are possessed by shades, because they actually return to their original bodies. That's how, I think that's how it is, and that's how they were meaning it to be. In any case, defeat the Shadowlord and save Yonah. But first, let me go over here. Second, let me go away. I just don't know why the main character was so special that he actually stayed alive to like do this with Yonah. Unless he was like somehow special. Because of the... Oh yeah, maybe it was actually because of Grimoire Noir. Yeah. I feel like that might be it. Like, the reason might be that he was with Grimoire Noir in the beginning. And that was the reason why he turned into this kind of like that acted as a catalyst into him turning into Gestalt or staying as a Gestalt. I don't know. It's kind of strange. He didn't want to use the book and all that, but I don't exactly know what the idea was. Like, maybe Grimoire Noir was the one that made him turn into that and keep the whole like thing going, because Yonah, like the Shadow Yonah or the Gestalt Yonah, said that she doesn't want to like take another body, so they were just like repeating this cycle of cultivating the body and then taking it, like repeating the cycle of them going and doing that, which might make it, maybe they were actually doing this all this time, but you're the first one who actually broke the loop, basically. All this time you were supposed to, like, both of you were supposed to go into the, like, main character was supposed to be into the go into the original main character's body or change there, and Yonah was supposed to do this, but you, for whatever reason, you broke out of it this time. Possibly because of help of Emil and Kaine. That was the difference. There might not have those been before. So you broke through that. So Emil was actually an artificial... He was a husk, but he was an artificial human who gained... like an artificial thing. Who gained... like... immortality, basically. He was living infinitely because they designed him to, like the husk, to be a weapon. And that's what they meant in the documents about Emil in that part, that the... was it like a... Oh yeah, I can't even see them anymore. But it was something like the art, like the... It was left as a... like a backup husk or something like that. They hinted that in the document. Kaine, I have no idea. I guess we might find out, but I feel like Kaine is kind of like a actual human still. Like the shade is possessing the body, or rather, like the, for whatever reason, Kaine got the possession back and stayed as a shade. Or like a human or something like that. Like, she basically got the body back. That's how I feel like. This is kinda interesting, but all the interesting stuff, since they don't like explain anything or give the actual like hints during the game, all of this like plot comes together in the end, and that's like the most interesting part about this game. Like, if they would have kept these things, like hinting this and giving these out a little bit during the game, instead of just like dumping everything at the end, then this would be a little bit better. Anyway, let's go see.
Yonah の様子は
The sister! Finally! What?
そんな
大丈夫だ。
シロ
Are you speaking in my head?
どこにいる無事なのか
探しても無駄だ。我はもう形を失った。じき声も失うだろう。故に今のうちに言っておく。よく聞け。ヨナは大丈夫だ。恐れるな。諦めるな。呼び戻せ。ヨナを。
どうやって。
ヨナの、そしてお前の記憶を思い出せ。お前たちが生きる証を。
俺たちの証。
大丈夫。お前ならできる。
ヨナの好きな食べ物は？それはクッキーだよ。ヨナの好きな本の題名は？それはね、魔法の絵本。ヨナの好きな場所は？それはお兄ちゃんのいるお家。ヨナの好きなお花の名前は？そのお花は月の涙だよ。じゃあね、ヨナが一番好きな人は誰だ？
Do I have to type the main character's name here? Does the spelling have to be correct? UFONman. What if you type something else?
お兄ちゃん。
ヨナ。
これヨナの体？
そうだよ。お前だけの体だ。
お兄ちゃん大きくなってる。大人の人みたい。
ああ、あれから少し時間が経ったんだ。
ヨナはずっと眠っていたの？
ああ、
物語のお姫様になったみたいね。
ヨナ、よかった。本当によかった。
お兄ち
5 years gone.
カイネ。
Don't go anywhere.
妹と仲良く平和に暮らす。
カイネはどうするんだ？
私は
もしよかったら俺たちと。
遠慮しておこう。私にはまだ片付けなければいけない問題があるからな。
問題？
個人的なことだ。では元気でな。
カイネ。
ゃん。お兄ちゃん見て。綺麗。光を見たいって誰かがずっと叫んでた。やっと見られたね。
Okay, now I'm thinking that maybe the black scroll actually was the Gestalt or the shadow shade actually coming, like the original Yonah coming, possessing the body. Maybe that's what the black scroll is actually supposed to be at the Gestalt project or whatever. Like it's they repopulate the body with the black scroll and become like humans.
Ah, そうだね。
that was it. Was that like a memory from past? Like them being young? Or is the whole thing repeating again? I guess it was probably from the past and the original or the Gestalt versions there. So Gestalts are the original version and Replicants are the clones or the husks. I kind of got it, but I feel like they still skipped a lot of things. I'm not sure if there's like different endings or different like there's at least different routes you can take in the story. Like you can, I'm not sure if it's just like game over, but you can just die instead of petrifying Kaine. Maybe it's like another ending, maybe it's just game over, like it's a trick. I wonder if there if there's any like difference if you want to meet. Like I went to see Yonah at the first like optional thing that you can do. I went to see Yonah instead of going to talk with Popola. I'm not sure if there's any difference in that. Also, I don't know if there's like any difference if you do certain quests or say different things to them. Does it change the ending if you like lie to them, or is it just for the quests? Is there like difference in what differences are there? I don't know. I mean, like the ending kinda saves this game a bit because that's, in my opinion, like kinda interesting. Although, to be honest, I feel like there's a problem with how they should have given these like lore things a little bit more in the game instead of just like adding some random stuff. And I feel like either there's plot holes or they're not explaining everything, or they're like alternate things. But for example, Yonah actually hints about like in the loading screens, Yonah's like the things. She's talking about like meeting Kaine and other stuff that didn't really happen in the main story. And I'm wondering if it's like just hinted that it happened in the part where she was still alive there, and you just don't see it. Like they're hinting that the main character went on trips a lot more, or is it something else? The thing is, this ending like kind of saves a lot of the game, because in my opinion this game was like pretty meh, like honestly. The ending is a bit better, but still the game is like really meh. I honestly can't say that I think it's very good. It's not bad, it's playable, but it's definitely not very good in my opinion. Like, I just don't... I kind of get the plot, but it's still... it's just not like... There's too many problems that I already mentioned about. Like, the randomness with the characters... Like, first of all, the game is too small for an action RPG or an RPG. Especially after playing like Trials of Mana recently, another action RPG, which basically did everything better. The map was bigger, everything was bigger. Even though it was simplified storylines and everything, it still worked like as an emotional game and a storyline that works. In this one, it tries to be so deep and dark, And some of the stuff is like really dark, and I feel like there's an emotional connection and everything. But the game is so short, the events are so short that you can't like possibly get like an actual... What is this? Select a save file. Wait a minute, is this like a... Is this like a part where I haven't... Whatever, let's save there. Is that supposed to be the endings? A ending or something? Is this like a new game plus that you can do? Exit the clear data save screen. Ending B. Load your clear data after completing the game to experience Kaine's story. You viewed first ending. What? You can now read a departed mother's diary in your house. Wardrobe has been added to the options menu. New outfits can be obtained by processing through a departed mother's diary. By progressing through. Change music has been added to the game settings section of the options menu. Huh. Set a theme for your party members' outfits. Boy. Nothing. Adult. Nothing. Kaine. Nothing. Emil. Nothing. Magicorps. Nothing. What the fuck? Was there something else too? Displays the game's end credits. I think maybe that was something. Set the game's background music to tracks from Nier Automata. Well, why not? Why not? So, I don't know. Seems like there's another more to this if you... Huh. So, what happens in this? Does it...
僕はカイネさんと接するたび、
Oh!
どこか懐かしかった。無意識のうちにお姉さんとダブらせていたのかもしれません。やります。
That's what I actually was saying, that Kaine actually looks a bit like his sister. But I don't know if it actually has anything to do with that. Kaine's dreams, discrimination. Oh shit, you actually have like an alternate. Is this just like an adventure text-based type of thing? The sound of rain filled the village. Well, I'll leave this here because I'm going to be giving my thoughts, and I might do this if it's actually like a continues on and will actually like show the whole deal. But in any case, like I was saying, this game has problems with like the... First of all, the area you play in is like really small. It's just like a couple of villages. You run around the same places all the time, keep repeating the same stuff. It's repetitive and meh. That's like, it's kinda annoying. Just going to the same places, not exploring or finding anything, doing the same stuff. The game is like super... like... empty. Maybe that's the correct word. Like, it's empty. There's no like actual, like that much content for a... like compared to other action RPGs or like for Trials of Mana that I played. And that's kind of disappointing. Like, this game is a huge disappointment for me because I was expecting this to be really like an actual action RPG with like epic adventuring, and that's what they're hinting in the beginning, that you go on adventures and explore everywhere and do stuff, but you don't. And I feel like that's a bad thing. Not to mention like the game has like this dark atmosphere and everything is like really dark and like depression inducing, but it's kind of like they're exaggerating with everything, because they're not like, for example, that whole Popola and Devola dying and then that being like a really sad thing. It didn't even like feel like that, because honestly, if they're like they were kind of like insane and dangerous and fighting with the shades and all that, so it didn't even feel like it didn't give me any like emotional response in that. The other parts, like Emil dying in the end or sacrificing himself, that was actually pretty emotional, because like I said, I criticized the earlier part where Kaine was petrified and the Emil like being so like, they were like, we've been together for a million years, even though they haven't been together basically almost at all. They just found Emil, and Emil, like, they didn't have any connection to Emil, and Emil just came in and warned about the shades and all that. The pacing is so bad in certain parts because it's so small, I feel. Like, for things to work out, you need to have the build up of the characters like being together for a longer time, doing stuff together. Like Emil should have been in the party basically a longer time, or maybe you should have like gone and done a couple of quests with Emil in the mansion or something like that, instead of like them just being like, okay, we're best buddies from the never-ending land, we know each other now completely. That just didn't work. It didn't have like a established emotional connection with the characters, and it didn't make sense that they would be so connected to each other. In the end, it works out. It starts to work out because they've been together so long, so it makes sense for them to be like, fuck no. Then there's like other things like the king coming to save you. It just doesn't really make sense. It's like completely illogical. It just doesn't make sense that the king would randomly come there to save you and help you and sacrifice himself and his men to help you out. Like, unless that actually was like a different, like, I don't think so. I'm pretty sure that's like a fixed ending and it happens every time. There's like, even if you don't do all the quests that I did for the king, I feel like it would make sense if you have to like do, if that would happen only if you did all the quests that I did, like the optional saving it from the shades quest and all that. Then it would make sense, because then you'd be like helping out the facade so much that they'd owe you basically everything. But otherwise it doesn't. If they come to help you even despite like not doing any of the other optional quests, then that doesn't just make any sense. The game has so many problems with the pacing and with like inconsistencies like that don't really make any sense. That, I don't know. There's too little characters to be them actually like being, you know, connected or making it seem like the game is actual like a world. Now, if they're hinting, which they didn't say or show, but if they are actually like hinting that the whole world that they are in is kind of like a simulated test area or like an area where they are limited to at the moment, because they're like trying to, and the Popol and Devil are the observers of that area, and they're like trying to like do the Gestalt project or whatever, like trying to make the Gestalt possess or get into the bodies, and that's why they're so in such a small place. Then that would make sense, but I'm not sure if they were going for that. But the thing is, the combat is like kinda meh, it's nothing really special, not to mention the buttons are like so crazy like delayed. Everything is basically crazily delayed that you can just like instantly react and block. For example, if you do it like 10,000 minutes earlier, then you get the parry out, which is kind of funny because you have to do it so early and then it works. But and there's no like variance. Okay, the shades are a bit different, but they're not like anything special different. There's no like actual tactics to anything. The weapon system is completely like crap, like complete crap, because there's no, you just pick the one that does the most damage and that's it. Most of the other weapons are just useless. You don't even need them. Some are like insanely hard to upgrade even though they're still useless. You don't even, in my opinion, you should just use the spear, unless I'm missing something out. The two-handed weapon is too slow. Even though it does damage, it's still too slow. You get lots of damage with the spear. The one-handed weapon is just pointless. It doesn't do shit. Like, there's no damage in any of them. They're just not good. The balancing of the weapons is so, even in their own like categories, it's just ass. It's not. This game is like something. It kind of feels like something that they just needed to do quickly, and then they just pushed something out. Like, let's do this. Let's not even like think about testing or checking out what balance is and how this works. Let's just put this out. The others are the grindy side quests, which suck fucking ass because they're just grindy, like insanely grindy. Not to mention, then there's like that pink moonflower seed quest, which is like, where the fuck can you get those? You need 10 of them, and where the fuck can you get those? Well, who knows? Wherever. Or the fishing minigame, which is like just ass because it's just, I don't know how it works, because I started to like stopped getting any fishes at some point. I couldn't get any anywhere, so I don't know how it works. And you need to like grind 10,000 of the fishes to get it, and there's probably even more of them. The whole thing that you like, I can kind of accept that you need to, like, you can get locked out of the quests. I was kinda like thinking that because there was the incomplete section, but I wasn't expecting it to go like that hard at some point that you just like, okay, skipping 5 years ahead now and you can't do these quests. Okay. And that's where I probably missed out on a couple of quests anyway. I mean, I had like 81%, which most likely is like I assume I found like 90% at the moment, so I was missing like maybe 10 quests or something that I didn't even see, which might have been like follow-ups or something. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, this game was actually a disappointment, like a real disappointment. It wasn't like, it's too anime in most situations where it's like, oh yeah, we're the men of masks, we come and defend our king and blah 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 blah. Sure, yeah, whatever. Like, it's so fucking over the top in certain parts, and that's what I hate, like the contrast with the whole dark and grim atmosphere, and then you have those like super anime this shit that doesn't even make sense in any way. And then there's like the in my opinion horrible translation work. Like, they 9 out of 10 times they're not saying, like, I understand you can't, it's hard to like translate the things, like if you translate the dialogue fully into English, it doesn't really make sense. They need to do some artistic freedom to actually make it like work with Westerners, but some of them were just so fucking like, I honestly, I shouldn't even play this on the English dub, the Japanese dub, because of the whole, like, it doesn't make sense in most situations, and you would have probably followed, like, the characters would have made dialogue and everything would have like fit better and worked better because of the English dialogue and English subtitles. And that's like this game is just, I have to say, like I said, I have to repeat, this game just isn't good in my opinion. It's not completely unplayable, it's not like bad. Like there's difference between a game being bad and unplayable and not just being good. Like this is kind of like a mediocre generic Japanese anime type of action RPG. And even in that category, it's not, in my opinion, very good, because like something like Trials of Mana, which I played recently, is just so many times better, and it's like so much simpler and generic, and it has even deeper, darker connections and everything about, like, even the fucking in most situations, even the fucking like fairy getting kidnapped or dying is even like more emotionally impactful than the whole like Kaine sacrificing herself with like Emil thing. And then they keep repeating those like, I don't know, like exaggerated, like, oh my god, we need to do this. Kaine is getting hit again, got penetrated again, is dying again, turned into shade again. And it's like, come on, you keep repeating the whole like same stuff all the time. The game has good things, like the shipwreck thing was actually like really interesting, but even that doesn't honestly really make that much sense, considering that the shade was eating humans and everything there. I don't know. They never really like explained why. What the story was for that girl or anything. Like they left so much stuff, like it feels like they left so much stuff out. I call that like bad pacing in many situations. Like they could have just added the whole like character in evolving, or character, what's the word, like characters growing basically and being together. They could have added the whole like a couple of quests with Emil in the youth section, so they make the emotional or the connection, establish the connection with the characters, and then it would make sense for them to be like, so kinda no, or Weiss, no, why are you being mind controlled, and Weiss being like, oh no, I'm friends with them now. That would make sense more. Like, this game is honestly, in my opinion, really disappointing. I was expecting a lot more. The ending, like I said, I'm going to repeat, the ending actually like makes it a lot better though. It makes it feel like an actual, like, they should have, like I said, that's bad pacing. They should have just like hinted or scattered the whole like plot evolving plot lines during the game, instead of just like throwing everything there and being like devil and popular enemies. Yes. I mean, this is Project Gestalt. Just read that papers yourself. Deduce something. I mean, I don't know if it was like a lack of budget. This is a Square Enix game or Square game back then. Or was it actually Enix's game? I don't know. Or was it just like time constraints, or what was it? But they did a really like shoddy job with the whole game. Also, the dialogue adventure game type of shit in the Forest of Mute. Like I said, it kind of feels like they were supposed to make a dungeon there and they just left it out and instead just decided to make like a, well, text-based adventure thing. I mean, I don't know. I honestly didn't really like this game. It had like really grimy and emotional situations that kind of felt like, because you kind of, like I got the emotional connection in those situations, like the brother and mother dying, the lighthouse lady, kind of like what happened with her. I got like an emotional connection from those because they were like based out right. They worked out better. But then you have stuff like which are supposed to be like main big plot lines, and they're just so nonsensical. But in any case, I've spoken a lot more. I think that it's playable, mediocre, like very, very mediocre game. That is playable. It's not like it's completely bad game, but it's definitely not a good game in my opinion. You can play it, I guess, to see the, well, kinda experience the story. Like, that's about it. Way too grindy. Way too grindy. It shouldn't be this grindy. It bats up the gameplay like a lot because of the grindy quest types of deals. But in any case, I might check this out. I'll continue on from here in the second videos to see if this, like, what's the kind of thing. Is this like just going to be this text-based adventure stuff or not? And I don't know how long that lasts, but I guess I'll like continue this end game to see what goes on. I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing like another playthrough if something else happens in this. But I guess I might as well check this out since they said that you can see the kindness ending and all that. I'm not going to be doing a completionist different ending stuff if there's going to be something like that. But might as well maybe see this. Or maybe I won't. Who knows? I guess we'll see. In any case, I'll see you in the next part if that happens, or otherwise in some other video. But I thank you for watching up to this point at least. It was, well, I mean, playing the game is like, just like I said, it's mediocre, so I kind of enjoyed playing it, just keeping it going. But to be honest, it's something I could have done something else. Like I could have like started a playthrough of something else, but at least I've played up to this point. In any case, I'll see you in the next video or whatever that will be. UFONman is out at the for now. See ya.